Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn Social Studies first lesson, Globe, a model of Earth. Our Earth is a unique planet since it is the only planet which sustains life. It is a home of millions of living organisms. As you know, the Earth is spherical in shape. Now let us learn what is a globe. A globe is a model of Earth. It depicts the Earth that shows the land and water bodies on a small scale. Dear students, the blue colored parts are the water bodies and rest are land masses. The deep blue color represents the deep water bodies and light blue shows shallow waters. The large continuous masses of land are called continents. Most continents are surrounded by water on three or on all sides. There are 7 continents in all. They are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. There are 5 oceans on the earth: the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, the Arctic and the Southern or Antarctic Ocean. Ocean water is always saline. It supports a diverse range of life. Plants and animals that live in the oceans together form the marine life. Now let us learn about the axis. There is an imaginary line called the axis that is drawn from the top of the earth to the bottom of the earth. It is passing through the center of the earth. Dear students, the axis is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degree to the plane of the orbit. It is a fixed line. The earth rotates on this line. Thus, the axis has 2 endpoints which we call the north pole at the top and the south pole at the bottom. On a globe, we can see lines drawn horizontally and vertically. These lines are imaginary lines to locate or study particular places on the earth. Now let us learn about the parallels or the latitudes. The set of circular lines running east-west on the globe are called parallels lines of latitudes. The latitudes run parallel to each other and are equidistant to each other. The longest latitude that passes through the center of the earth midway between the north pole and the south pole is called the equator. It is also called 0 degree latitudes. It divides the earth into 2 equal halves called the hemispheres. The part of the earth to the north of the equator is called the northern hemisphere and the part to the south of the equator is called the southern hemisphere. What are the features of parallels or latitudes? There are 180 parallels in a globe, 90 parallels in the northern hemisphere and 90 parallels in the southern hemisphere. There are 4 important parallels. What are they? Tropic of Cancer at 23.5 degree north. Tropic of Capricorn at 23.5 south. Next one, Arctic Circle at 66.5 degree north and Antarctic Circle at 66.5 degree south. Now let us learn about meridians. Vertical imaginary lines running from north pole to south pole are called the meridians or lines of longitude. There are 360 meridians and all are of the same length. 0 degree longitude is called the Greenwich or prime meridian. and it passes through the Royal Observatory at Greenwich near London in the UK. Prime meridian divides the earth into two halves, the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. Now let us learn features of meridians. The meridians are semicircles. The distance between any two meridians increases towards the equator. This distance decreases towards the north and the south poles. The prime meridian is at the 0 degree longitude. The eastern hemisphere has 180 meridians and the western hemisphere has 180 meridians. 180 degree east and 180 degree west is the same line and is called the international date line. The meridians cut the parallels at right angles 90 degree. Dear students, now let us learn what is a grid. The latitudes and longitude intersect each other at right angles forming a network of line or a grid. What is a grid? Longitude and latitudes intersect each other and making lines, network of lines, that is called a grid. Okay, this grid, these imaginary lines are drawn so that we can locate a place easily and we can find out a place easily. Do you know our earth is moving always? Now let us learn what are the movements of earth. The earth moves from east to west. There are two movements of the earth. What are they? Rotation and revolution. Rotation is the movement of the earth about its axis, which is tilted at an angle of 23.5 to the plane of the orbit. The rotation of the earth on its axis causes the occurrence of day and night. It takes the earth 24 hours to complete one rotation. The movement of the earth is from west to east. It is moving from west to east. Therefore, the part facing the sun has daytime while the other side experiences night. What is revolution? Revolution is the movement of the earth around the sun along a fixed path called the orbit. It takes the earth about 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution. The 6 hours are added to the month of February every fourth year. This year is known as the leap year. The movement causes four main seasons on the earth: summer, winter, spring, and autumn. Rotation gives us day and night, but revolution gives us four seasons. What are they? Summer, winter, spring, and autumn. Next, summer solstice, winter solstice, and equinoxes. On June 20th or June 21st, when the North Pole is tilted towards the sun shines directly over the Tropic of Cancer. All the places in the Northern Hemisphere experience summer. At this time, the Southern Hemisphere experiences the winter season. Next one, winter solstice. On the 21st December or 22nd December, when the South Pole is tilted towards the sun and the sun shines directly on the Tropic of Capricorn. The Southern Hemisphere experiences summer while the Northern Hemisphere experiences winter. Next one, equinoxes. On the 20th or 21st of March, the spring equinoxes, and 22nd or 23rd September, the autumn equinoxes, the rays of the sun fall directly on the equator. So, at that time, all places of the earth have equal days and equal nights, and it is also known as equinoxes.